I'm back to the bathrooms.
We got issues!
Gotta get off this grant. What a pain in the ass.
The fucking roof is hot.
This was put up as insulation.
Clearly have a leak.
I do have a bigger scraper.
Now, look at this wall.
This is a disaster. Good morning, folks. It's actually a bank holiday Monday, but we've just had 7 days off. We've had great fun on the boat. It's Monday morning. We're back to renovating the house. I'm back to the bathrooms. You will remember that the last thing I did in here was to connect up the shower, the drain pipes, toilet, and the sinks. I need to secure this backup boards to the wall. Do the same in Ashton's room, and then I am going to just tidy up this a little bit, take off some of this paper. Then I am going to put some of the membrane, the tanking on it, in preparation for tiling. We got a great question saying, why did we fit all of this to the wall before we've done the back of the wall? And I can't remember who asked that actually, but it's a great point. It's one I probably haven't explained very well, but we're at the stage of submitting our final receipts and invoices for the grant, so we want to utilize everything that we've purchased for the grant. So I have purchased shower tiles, I have purchased a shower enclosure, I've purchased like the toilet and the sink. So I need to get them fitted and installed, so when the inspection happens, he can match up my invoices with what I've installed. Now I haven't actually purchased any paint for the walls or any finish. I'm not going to tile the whole wall. So I'm not going to put any effort into doing this. Like, I still have a lot of things I got to do for the grant. Most of which is all of the switches, sockets and light fittings. So I'm just going to get the bathrooms done, everything we're going to put through for the invoices. I'm going to leave some of the mess that are on the walls. We're not going to paint them. We'll get to them eventually, but yeah, that's everything for the grant. This wall's really simple. I just got to screw it in. And then I gotta get a little piece of plasterboard. I gotta screw it in up there. I'm gonna scrape a little bit off the wall, then I'm gonna go into Ashton's and do the same. It's got a few screws in and already I'm sweating. This, do you know, it's actually a miserable day. It was raining all night. So much so that we started to see a few leaks at the wall. But the humidity is mental. Hot and wet. No wonder all the potatoes are gone from blight. Anyway, get back to it. Timelines. Gotta get off this grant. What a pain in the ass. Barely got started and I was taking that to another project. Where this hot weather we've had has really expanded our tin roof, and clearly we put a little bit of how would you say, a mastic sealer on the flashing, and the heat has just dried that up and it's cracked. It's been so hot the last few weeks, and then last night we had torrential rain. Claire discovered a leak. I was grabbing a ladder which was underneath all of our cut down trees. So we climb on the roof and have a look, and yeah, the heat expanded and cracked it and the rain got in. So she's going up now to do a really good job. She's going to seal the whole thing with cement, which we should have done from the beginning. And yeah, it's going to be great. For me, I had to take off, can we even see this? I had to take off this piece of plasterboard to fit the backup board in. I'm just going to reattach that. Leave it at that, I think. Let's do it. It's getting harder to take off. You get a scraper, folks. Back in the day, guys, this was put up as insulation. Isn't that crazy? I think the 70s, there was a phase of putting polystyrene on the walls for insulation. That's crazy. This hasn't been painted in a good while. See, it's blue above here because this would have been the height of the old bat. The bat was against the wall, maybe about there. So they just put the insulation under the bath to keep the people warm. And this is what was recommended at the time. As long as there was good airflow in the wall, I suppose it wasn't the worst idea. But you don't get much insulation out of that. However, the thing to remember is that fuel was very cheap, oil was very cheap. So the old houses would have had their oil burners going for the whole day from morning to evening. I need something better for that. I only need to go to this line, happily enough. The rest is behind the shower. Oh, might need a skim of plaster before the tanking goes on it. I do have a bigger scraper, but it's down in the barn. This was outside the door, Claire was using it. And I'm in a lazy mood today. I'm thinking it might have been easier. I don't know how the tiles are going to stick to such smooth plaster. I actually don't know how the waterproof tanking is going to stick to such smooth plaster. This could be a disaster, folks. Maybe I should have just put backer board up. Maybe I might still have to do that. Just had a quick chat with Claire. We are going to take the plaster up to here and we're actually going to tile to the top. So we need all of this smoother with plaster, which means I won't be tanking this today. I'm going to just get this prepped so Claire can do it, and then I'll move into Ashton's. I'll get that one prepped. There'll be a bit more work there, and I presume maybe she'll have to do a bit of plastering there. I'm not certain. But anyway, let me drive on with this. This is all backing of a lovely tile effect wallpaper that was up in this bathroom. And that is good paint. That don't want to come off. Okay, I think that's as good as we need. We'll see what Claire says. I need to read the instructions on the waterproof membrane. Yeah, I think I'm ready to go here. Oh, let's find the piece of plasterboard. 3863, yo. It's been a while since I did some plasterboard. Okay, folks. I think this room is pretty done. We just need Claire now, do a little bit of plaster up there, fill in a few of these holes. And then I can get the tanking up. Next room. Hey folks, we're delighted to let you know that our limited edition Rooney Red Setter postcards are now available. If you would like your Rooney approved postcards, head below to our Ko-fi store where you can pick up one and get a secret message from us. If you would also like our original West Cork Wonder Farmhouse postcards, get them at the same store, but hurry, prints are limited.
We got issues. It's Bank Holiday Monday, and you know what? We decided to do a little bit of work. We had quite a few days off last week. This is what we came down to this morning. So, we clearly have a leak. I was always worried about this wall. We actually had a leak at this end for quite a while, and I went up and literally I rendered over what we had put up the metal all the way halfway up to the wood, I guess. And then I left the rest because it seemed okay and everything seemed okay, and I kind of figured you don't fix it unless it's a problem. Anyway, we have a problem. So I'm going back up the ladder and we'll have a quick investigation and see what's going on up there. It's been raining now for maybe a day and a night, but it is so hot here. Stupid hot. And the sun is just starting to come out. I've already armed myself with a bucket of render here. It's a little bit soft, but anyway, we'll see what we find. Ladder's up, so let's go up and investigate and we'll see what's going on. Here, the bloody sun is out again. It is baking here again. Serious heat. Anyway, can't be complaining about the heat all the time. Let's get up and investigate. Up on the roof. The fecking roof is hot. And I forgot my knee pads. Serious fail. Anyway, I'll just show you. This is the corner. I suppose the wall takes up to here, but there is obvious cracking here. We used this kind of a, I don't know what it is, some kind of silicone stuff. The man sold me in the shop. I'm going to take this off. I am going to do what I did on the other end, which is basically put plenty of render down to meet the metal on the bottom. This could be filled in more, but it's not a priority right now. So I think, yeah, this is what I need to do. Repeat what I have here, over here, especially on this top corner where we have this leak. So let's get to it. Okay, get another bucket and now I might just quickly run over this again. We've covered all angles and it looks as good as the other side. This is where I put the metal into the wall and it came out a little bit too far, so I think I'm going to put a little bit there and maybe down here a little bit, just to make sure we're good. This is not going to be easy. Yeah, so it's looking a little bit better. In fact, when we first took the green roof off this, what was the Oats house, Mike had a really good, like, I suppose like a bar of like cement put along the top of it on here, just to on this side, just to it's supposed to prevent rain coming in. And clearly, and that was an absolute nightmare to get off. So hopefully this is going to do the job and we'll all be good.
We have the bottom secured and closed in. Now we're going to fit this little weird trim piece. Come on. This wall is so bent. That's what we have down the bottom here. We have 7 all the way on the top, which is weird. and screw it in.
Very good.
Shower enclosure on it. I may as well get a level with that, so why not cut another piece?
Okay, roof sorted, crisis averted. Now, look at this wall. I've got to try and make this wall better for plastering. Well, first he's going to tank it and then he's going to plaster it. So I need to smooth it out so that we can get the tanking on, and then the whole of the backer board can be tiled as well. There's a hole down there in the corner which I need to get to. So we'll get it sorted out with, I think, some of the dead plaster that I have. We fill some of the gaps.
Change of plan here, guys. My scraper just wasn't cutting it, so
Let's bring in the big guns.
they're running the big guns. Check out your guns. Whoa. So, to try and tidy up this. Well, at least something got done. I'm gonna come back to the bathrooms tomorrow, see what's there. If we can't proceed, it might be over to electrical. Let's see how we go. Good afternoon, folks. Change of plan today, as usual. What can I say? Claire decided these holes were a little bit big, so she filled them in with plaster. I am waiting for the plaster to dry. What that means is I cannot tank the walls until that's dry. The membrane I'm going to paint on, it just won't stick, actually. So this project's come to a halt. Basically everything else in this bathroom is done. I just need to tank this, tile it, fit the doors, and this is good enough for the grant. Obviously it's not good enough for real life, but as I explained, just got to use up the bits we purchased for the grant. In here also there's a bit of paint that needs to come off, and Claire's got her magic steamer out, and once this is steamed, I think you're gonna just try and fill up those holes with some plaster, right?
Yes.
So this room also can't be tanked. So realistically, I'm just gonna write that off for the week, I think. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, well, tomorrow we should be able to tank the Kira's room.
Oh, I'll do the tiles on that then, and come
Well,
down to here later.
you've got to wait a day. Don't you be doing tank?
Two
tanking
coats
it,
tanking, yeah.
So at least you can start that. And if I can get this plastered tonight, then this will be ready for drying then, and it won't be till Thursday then, and you can tank this.
Okay.
You know, that's a bit of time consuming.
So the next thing that I was going to look at after I finished those two bathrooms was the electrics. Some chorizo. This is a disaster, our electrical system. It's all up to date, it's all registered, it's all been approved by the ESB, but it all needs to go here, and we need to install the fuse board. Now I have that fuse board bought. Before I install it and call the electrician to connect up to the fuse board, I have to install all the switches, all the sockets, all the lights, smoke detectors. I have to install all of these. Again, this is quite a lot actually that we bought under the grant that we want included, so I have to install them. That is what I'm doing here. All my sockets, my electrical tools, and hidden under here we have all of the lights. So what you're going to see for the next, say, 2 weeks is I'll do a little bit of work in the bathroom, and when I'm waiting for stuff to dry, I'll come down here and do a little bit of the electrical. And it'll be nice to see things put up. It'll also be nice to see things out of boxes and just our inventory going down a little bit. I'm really not sure how interesting it is to see, like, you know, here's an interesting socket. I have a power coming in there. I have this, which sends power to the island. And I have this, which sends power that way. I'll show you me wiring that up. But then, will you want to see me do this? Will you want to see me do this? Will you want to see me do the one under there, or do the ones on the top? Like, I just don't think so. So I'm not sure how much will be recorded. So yeah, videos might be light over the next few weeks. I don't know. I'll see how we go.